When news happens, East Texas turns to its news team. Christine, Joe, Jillian, and Clint, taking you to the heart of the story with a personal touch for the whole family. Rely on proven experience. Rely on our commitment to East Texas. KLTV 7 News at 5, 6, and 10. Your East Texas news team. Caring, committed, proud of East Texas. The KLTV Storm Tracker 7 Live Doppler Network.
Now there's a live Doppler radar network in East Texas.
Keeping you safer than ever. The Storm Tracker 7 Live Doppler Network. Only on KLTV 7 News.
This is Oklahoma's Own News on 6 at 10.
God has chosen us for a mission too. To grieve together.
You see things like this happening in other towns and communities, but you never think it's going to happen here.
To comfort one another. To be patient with one another.
We see with fresh eyes what's precious and so fragile.
To strengthen one another and to build Joplin anew.
I felt a powerful strength, and I thought, wow, this is just our community praying together.
We will still be here in Joplin, together, preparing for the long journey out of darkness into light.
On the outside, all is calm. But inside, there's something stirring in the water that has Nemo looking over his shoulder.
Everything seems to be going very smoothly.
Biologist Julia Gibson, part of a team moving 12 new sharks from a holding tank to the main tank and holding their breath while doing it.
Could one of these kill you? Why are you smiling?
It probably could, but we're incredibly cautious.
Right.
They're also incredibly quick. Once caught, they're weighed, put into the back of a pickup.
I would sit down. It's going to be bumpy.
It's going to be really,
Raced across the grounds, then placed into the main tank, and all in about 3.5 minutes, minimizing shock, except, of course, when the baby sharks get a look at the big boys they're moving in with.
Is there a fear or concern that these sharks will be eaten by the other sharks?
A little bit, but we're not too worried about it.
Is the song going through your head at all?
No.
You know what song I'm talking about?
The Jaws song, no.
Wow, yes.
Dun, 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 dun.
Michael and Samantha Coons know the song. How much would it take to get them to jump in for a swim?
$100.
No.
$100.
Mm-mm.
$125.
No.
And a coupon to Chick-fil-A.
No.
Smart kids. Hopefully, the young sharks are just as smart.
This is a 2006 Suzuki Hayabusa. It has a 1,298cc liquid-cooled engine, tops out at near 200 miles an hour, and it's the newest weapon in the Oklahoma Highway Patrol's arsenal.
It's stealthy, it's maneuverable, it accelerates rapidly, and it can get in and around cones in a flash.
The OHP is calling it the Interceptor and says it will be used primarily for traffic stops in congested construction zones. But if someone does take off on an extremely high-speed chase, the bike will be called in to track the suspect down. Now, the message the OHP wants to send here is that if you take off, if you run with that thing, we're going to catch you.
There's not too much stuff out there that's going to outrun it.
Patrolmen must complete extra training before being allowed to ride the Interceptor, and Lieutenant Ward Oliphant is currently the only one in Tulsa authorized to do so. He spent more than 2 decades riding Harleys for work and says the Suzuki is in a different league. This is pretty cool to have.
Oh, yes, it is. Oh, this is great. This is kind of like a Ferrari of motorcycles.
Oliphant is already patrolling the highways, where the bike's ability to accelerate is immediately evident. But that doesn't mean he'll be pushing it to its limits anytime soon. I'm assuming you haven't got it up to 200 yet.
No, and I don't plan on it.
Look familiar? Somewhere in that mountain of stench is your garbage. And now, after 20 years, it's time to decide once again how to clean up the mess. It took just 3 days to produce this valley of vile. 3,000 tons of pigeon smorgasbord, served up at the place where trash gets turned into treasure.
There's a lot at stake as far as economic development and jobs.
Consultant Mike Willis, stumping for the survival of the Hall incinerator.
Is this 24/7? 24/7.
In the control room, panels with names like Grizzly Scalper monitor Tulsa's version of Dante's Inferno, burning 340,000 tons of trash per year, turning it into energy.
We absolutely believe it's much better environmentally to do this rather than put it in a landfill.
But landfills can get rid of all that garbage cheaper than burning. $7 per ton cheaper, roughly $2 million cheaper overall. Will the city council renew the contract?
We really don't know at the end of the day which way they'll go.
I think I would continue to burn.
Tulsan Bruce Barnard says penny pinching would be environmentally short-sighted.
I think it would cut down on the amount of tonnage we have at the landfill, which environmentally may be the way to go.
Environmentally, we're much preferable to a landfill.
With incineration, just 10% of all that garbage goes to landfill as ash. Willis is hoping Tulsa sees environmental green over wallet green.
If this facility's not here, that 340,000 tons per year would go to a landfill.
City leaders have until May to decide what to do.